The Mavericks are a beautifully constructed team. When you watch Luka play, you can clearly see the vision that they had with their roster. This past season, the Mavericks were a good team that was elevated by Luka Doncic. The secret to their success is that the coaching staff and team also helped to elevate him. In the 2022 playoffs, Luka Doncic averaged 31.7 points, 9.8 boards, and 6.4 assists, while shooting 46% from the field. To be short, Luka Doncic was virtually unstoppable once he got going. He showed the ability to will his team to victory time and time again. But as good as Luka is, he's only one player. Despite already having these historical playoff performances, Luka Doncic needs more help. And the big question for me was, how in the world were they going to get it? Today a trade happened that I actually called if you go back and watch my Please Trade Christian Wood video. It would be reported that the Mavericks would be acquiring Christian Wood from the Houston Rockets, while also sending the Rockets the number 26 pick in this year's NBA draft. As an NBA draft fanatic, I've been strongly considering going to Summer League again, as I think that this draft is absolutely stacked with talent. I follow the draft very closely every year, and to me this is one of those drafts where I can pretty much talk myself into any prospect. To get back on topic and to get back to the Mavericks acquiring Christian freaking Wood, the 26th pick wouldn't be all that would be included in this trade. According to Shams, the Mavericks would also send out Boban, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, and Marquise Chris. You guys can let me know if I'm tripping down in the comments below, but this trade is an absolute steal for the Dallas Mavericks. And as bad as this trade looks for Houston, I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are making it out to be. And I'll discuss that later in this video. But first, let's talk about what this trade means for the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic. For starters, C. Wood averaged 18 points and 10 rebounds this season. He did this on 50% from the field and 39% from the three-point line. The Mavs GM, Nico Harrison, said that this offseason, the Mavs lost games on the boards and wanted to get a rebounder and rim protector. Not only did the Mavericks add somebody who has the potential to control a game on the glass, but they also got somebody that can reject shots at their apex. Wood averaged 1 block per game last season, and he hasn't exactly come close to reaching his defensive potential. To be honest with you guys, he left a lot to be desired on that end of the floor. So I'm not going to sit here and paint Christian Wood as some perfect player when I've watched and attended so many of his games where he shows exactly how bad he can be on defense when he clocks out. When Wood isn't engaged, things get ugly. He doesn't care to rebound, his defense is horrendous, and the ball doesn't move. There was one game where Jokic was hooping and he would later get asked if it was a tough matchup, and he basically would go on to say, "No, I think it would have been better if I was more involved in the offense." Mind you that during this game, he actively removed himself from the offense. Also, there are a lot of people that have forgotten about what happened earlier this season. Not me. I just really hope he grew from the experience. So why do I like Christian Wood so much despite knowing all of his flaws? Well, his flaws, for better or worse, helped to drop his price for the Dallas Mavericks and make him an ideal buy low candidate with upside for a team that wants to contend. He's going to a team in the Dallas Mavericks that has championship aspirations. He's going to play for a no-nonsense coach like Jason Kidd. He's also going to be playing with one of the best players in the league in Luka Doncic. On top of that, he's in a contract year where he's not really making that much relative to the rest of the league when you consider his statistical production. I view Wood as somebody that plays better with a chip. Did I mention that Luka Doncic is one of the best passers in today's game, who loves their lob threats, has a monster gravity, and turned Dwight Powell into a passable threat on the offensive side of the basketball? Now, I'm not saying that Dwight Powell turned into Dwight Howard or anything like that. I'm just saying that Luka Doncic helped make that big man rotation work in what was a pretty big way, if I say so myself. On top of everything that I just said, Wood stands at 6'11". Calling him a monster athlete doesn't really do justice to his athleticism. According to StatMuse, Wood shoots 40% on catch and shoot threes and is one of 6 players to average 19 points, 9 rebounds on 50% in the last 2 seasons. Wood can put the ball on the floor. Offensively, his versatility is off the charts. When you're 6'11 and can score the ball like Wood, you have the potential to do a lot of damage. I know that some people think that this is going to be similar to the Porzingis fit, and look, maybe they're right. All I'm going to say is I see the upside here with Christian Wood. Again, it's not like the Mavericks gave up a bunch to acquire Christian. I think to a certain point, we just have to trust the Mavericks front office. Let's remember some of the criticism that the Porzingis trade initially got. I think that trade worked out for Dallas just fine. Spencer Dinwiddie was another one of those buy low guys that in the right system could provide a lot of upside. Now for the Houston Rockets, I think that everybody is overreacting, maybe just a little bit. As I said earlier, I don't think this trade is as bad as everybody wants it to be. Despite the rumors, Wood never really seemed to be in the Rockets' future plans. Ideally, clearing room for whatever dynamic frontcourt players they add in this year's draft makes a ton of sense. Whether that's Banchero, Chet, or whoever, and look, I know it's looking like Banchero right now, but I'm just keeping you guys honest. There's a lot to be excited about in this year's draft class. And then don't get me started on some of the players already on the Rockets roster. I think Şengün is already one of the best passing bigs in the league. This guy is looking like one of the gems of last year's draft class. The Rockets have an obscene amount of young talent, and they only seem to have their eyes on adding more. Now, do I wish that the Rockets got more back as a supporter of the Rockets? Of course. But I think it'd be wild to think that Stone didn't do his due diligence in this situation and shop Wood for the best offer possible. Now, maybe he miscalculated Wood's value, got a good offer, and then tried to hold out and the better offer never came. That's a possibility. But ultimately, when it comes to Wood, I just really have to believe that the Rockets did their due diligence, and at this moment in time, this was the best offer available. At the end of the day, this move was pretty much addition by subtraction for Houston, and they add a pick on top of that. It's hard to be mad. I really don't think some of you guys understand how high I am on Houston's future. Jalen Green was one of the most electric rookies that I've ever seen. I really do think that he's going to be a superstar. That's probably not the wildest take, saying that this guy was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. I'm just really high on Jalen Green and the Houston Rockets. This is a team that I definitely want to break down again before the draft, but I think that it might be smarter to wait until after the draft, especially with the recent Banchero news I've been seeing. When it comes to Dallas, it'll be interesting to see where the Mavericks go from here. Cuban made it clear prior to the Wood move that they plan to open the checkbook for Brunson. Nico and his team aren't anywhere close to being done. This offseason is going to be a wild one, guys, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a beat. Let me know what you guys think of everything down in the comments below. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop. Until our next upload.